3, 2, 1. Latte. Oh my God, that's cold. Wow. Welcome back to You Betcha Radio Podcast, the coldest podcast in all of the Midwest. I am Miles, the You Betcha guy, here with Ryan, the T-shirt guy. We are live at Shady/Lazy Gators. As you can probably hear right now, there's music bumping in the background at the pool party. We're sitting in the cabana, chilling, drinking bush lattes. We have a special guest on the podcast today.
Yes.
Colton from the St. Louis Blues, Stanley Cup champion, is here today. So let's just get into the show.
I would venture to say it's almost the nectar of the gods. Back, baby, back. I want my bush. Oh my God, that's cold.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Thanks again for tuning in to episode 29 of the You Betcha Radio Podcast. Miles, I was hoping I could lead into that with we're on a boat. But we're going to be getting on a boat here soon. We are at Shady Gators right now. There's a lot of stuff going on in Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it is. Now, in your intro, you mentioned we got the pool party going on, and I feel like that's not, you don't see that in the Midwest a whole lot.
No, especially when it's right next to a lake.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
you got a pool next to a lake. That really doesn't make sense, but it's awesome.
It is awesome. So before we get too deep into the Ozark podcast, I think we're calling this one the Ozark podcast.
Yep.
We want to say thank you to U Motors, Motorsports and Marine, located in Fargo, North Dakota, and Pelican Lake, Minnesota. They have all of the best brands. Sorry, I got distracted from all the music going on in the background. This is going to be willy-nilly.
I've seen like a lot of Yamahas and the teak boats,
super boats,
Supreme
Honda,
boats.
yeah, you name it. U Motors has anything you could imagine. They have great customer service. They always love a nice ice-cold bush latte as well. They're great dudes and gals over there at U Motors. You can get 20% off parts and accessories. Some exclusions may apply. You can find them at their website, umotorsinc.com, or you can find them on all their social medias at U Motors. Ryan, I don't know if U Motors has yachts, but we spent last night living what I call the Instagram life.
Living our best lives.
It was incredible. Missouri Eagle.
Yep.
Distribution here in the Ozarks. These guys have been just awesome. Like this is crazy. If you're watching the video, we'll give you audio visual of the set. We're sitting in a cabana right now, right next to the pool party. We got Bush Light koozies, or Bush Latte koozies. We have these Bush Light signs in the background. We got the Grizzly coolers here with the Bush Light logos on it.
No, notice how you said Grizzly coolers.
Yeah, these babies aren't Yetis.
We don't
Fuck that
scroll
shit.
Yellies.
So, also, if you hear in the background a guy, they're doing sound check for David Lee Murphy. If this couldn't get any more ridiculous, David Lee Murphy's here.
David Lee Murphy, dust on a bottle.
Yeah, dust in the bottle. He's got everything's going to be all right as well.
Yep.
We're excited for that. But, yeah, it was crazy because it's like, oh, you see people doing the Yacht Life. Oh, we got our boy Mark here needs a beer. You need a beer? Yeah. He's crawling around. He's totally going to be in the video. There you go, boy. We got so we have the only coolers at the cabana right here in the shot. So we said we're just going to pass them out. It'll be a great time. But you see people on yachts, you're like, oh, that looks awesome. You wonder, like, okay, is it as awesome as they think?
It's amazing.
It's as awesome as you think.
Yeah.
We were just rolling around the Ozarks. It was crazy. What I love about our Minnesota brains, Ryan, is we see the big boat and the big wake, and we're like, dude, we would love to wake surf that wake.
We could surf that thing so easily.
Yeah. Did the yacht live up to the expectations, Ryan? They had a whole humongous fridge just full of Busch Light. What do you think?
We had a fridge full of Busch Light. We had a closet full of Busch Light as a reserve stock. We had energy drinks on the bottom. Man, we spent the whole time on the top portion, which is kind of like the party section, I guess. You could feel like.
Yep.
If you're living on the yacht, you're gonna be down below where all the bedrooms are at, and like It's just crazy that when I'm saying
And
all
when we
the
say
bedrooms.
bedrooms, with
There's-
an S at the end.
Yeah, bedrooms. So it definitely exceeded my expectations. I've never been on a yacht before.
Me either.
And no, we're not going to post an Instagram photo saying like new yacht, who dis.
Yeah, we don't need that, right?
We don't need
that.
We're chilling on it for the weekend.
Even though we can live that yacht life, we want an old crappy pontoon to just drink on a lake too.
Yep.
Get a man who can do both. Is that what this
Get a
situation
man who can
is?
do both.
Yeah.
But I know Charlie from Missouri Eagle had said that he has surfed behind that boat before.
I bet it was
And
awesome.
You can't get up via the yacht. You have to have a jet ski pull you in and then transfer ropes
that
into
makes
the
sense.
yacht. That's just how wild this thing is.
It's a humongous boat. It's a 70-foot yacht. But that's enough of us bragging about the yacht, I think. Let's talk a little bit about Shady Gators here today. I don't want to say this is like Vegas in the Midwest, but this is probably as close to Vegas as you're going to get in the Midwest, I imagine. There's
Party scene, yes. Gambling, no.
Yeah, right.
But
Party scene is kind of what I was going for.
Absolutely. Yeah, we
Um,
made a quick appearance at Shady Gators last night, just to kind of feel the crowd out for like the Bush Latte release party today, and they had live band downstairs. They had a DJ upstairs. We're hanging out with Stanley Cup champs. We're having a good time. We're drinking a lot of Bush
Okay,
lattes.
this is also, we got to talk about this. Last thing about the yacht. It was an all-time moment.
Oh my God.
Rolling up to Shady Gators on the yacht, blaring Gloria with Colton.
Oh my gosh.
That's up there on something that's like you're never going to be able to do that again.
So for how many people were around, you could tell that Colton was just like, he was in his own element. He essentially backtracked to his last season in the locker room, belting Gloria on team wins. He wasn't paying attention to anybody else.
That's an incredible scene. We got fans that are trying to walk
through the cabana.
What's up? What's your name? I can't hear her. I got headphones on. I forgot.
She wants a T-shirt, but unfortunately, Ryan, the T-shirt guy, did not bring any T-shirts.
We flew, Ryan. It's fun. But yeah, sorry, there's a lot going on here. It's very distracting.
The nostalgia of Gloria.
Yeah, there we go. That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Man, I can't even imagine. I think he had a great time yesterday, hanging out.
He's an awesome dude too. He's Canadian, which we'll get into in our interview. But yeah, man, what today's been about too, though, is just meeting people that are fans of the page.
Yeah.
I mean, we got people who've been fans of the page since the very beginning, since the first video that blew up. So it's cool to meet those people. We saw a guy wearing the Ice Cold Latte shirt today.
Yeah, that's cool.
I got a photo of him putting that on Instagram. So, yeah, we're just having a great time.
Man, we got people from Iowa, from Nebraska, from all over the Midwest traveling down to the Ozarks. And, when I come down here, I expect people to be from the Ozarks. But that's how big of a tourist attraction this place is.
Yeah, I think that no one's here that's from the
I haven't met one person that's I'm from the Ozarks.
I feel like on the weekends, the people who live in the Ozarks go to Iowa.
Yeah.
And, do the opposite. That's what everyone else does.
Yep.
But I mean, what's crazy about here is they have to make all their money for the entire year in 4 months. You know, it's wild. But
and that's how you incorporate the pool parties, the David Lee Murphys that come in.
Yep.
You got triple decker bars here. Shady Gators has 3 decks on it.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Live band in the bottom, whatever in the middle, DJ on the top. There's so many variations, and there's so many bars like Shady Gators in their own way that you can literally in a 5-mile stretch you can find anywhere that you want to go.
Yeah, it's awesome.
What's funny though, before we go on, when we drove in, we saw a bar called Marty Bird's.
Yeah,
classic. Let's take advantage of the Netflix series.
Yeah, you might as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think after this we're probably going to learn how to launder money and do all that. So
we're going to check out the strip club scene just to see if it's worth investing in.
Yep. See if it's really a good place to clean up your money a little bit through there. Yeah. But yeah, it's been an incredible last day and a half or so. Like I said, Missouri Eagle distributor, they have just rolled out the red carpet for us. It's been awesome. But what I love is we're just all Midwest people. We all think the same way. We all drink the same beer. We all have a great time, and so that's been super fun. And They got these koozies. The Busch Latte release party has been awesome because it's like it's basically like we as Midwesterners finally getting some attention is kind of what it feels like. So I'm super jacked for this interview with Colton. I think it's going to be a good time.
And what's crazy is that when we booked this in Lake of the Ozarks like 4, 5, 6 months ago, the Busch Latte, there was no notoriety of the Busch Latte even coming into existence.
Right.
And it just happens to be that the release party is on the weekend that we are in the Ozarks, and we get to kind of enjoy it with all the other Midwesterners.
Yeah. We got Ann, our camera woman, like getting in the shot, and we got ice melting and water everywhere, so it's kind of a mess. But we're living our best lives. I'm gonna be honest, Ryan. I don't know, no idea what you just said because I was focused on our equipment not getting wet.
I was just talking about the how everything lined up with the Busch Latte release party and us being here after 6 months out of being booked. Things that could not have turned out any better.
Yeah, this turned out great. We're saying too many nice things about this, Ryan. Let's talk about something that sucks.
The turf is hot, man. We got turf around us. That's the only thing that sucks right now.
That's what. Yeah,
the turf is hot.
We've been saying too many nice things. We got to bring them back down to earth. We need to get the cool turf out here. If we could get that to happen, that would be nice.
turf.
That's my only complaint is that the turf is too hot because the weather's too nice out here. So, what? We obviously have the David Lee Murphy concert tonight, which I am going to introduce him on stage. It was funny. I talked to the guy who's going to introduce me, and so that I can introduce David Lee Murphy, which is really, really funny.
Yeah.
We're shooting a podcast right now. Yeah, you're absolutely interrupting our entire podcast right now.
I'm a bachelor on my bachelor party this weekend, dude. I just kind of wanted to say what's up.
What's your name?
Andrew Preston.
What's up, Andrew?
Do you realize that you have 2 first names?
Exactly. Yes, 2 first names.
You're getting married, huh?
Awesome. Yes, sir. Yes.
Who's the lucky lady?
Her name's Bridget Belli.
Bridget.
Congratulations,
Your bachelor
Bridget.
is doing all right tonight. Are you having a good time?
Having a damn good time.
Now, the only thing is we're going to have to get you a Busch Light instead of that Bud Light, but it's all right. He's got a Jewel. He must be a millennial. Nice to meet you, man. We're going to finish our podcast. This is a little bit like what it's been going. Yeah. It's what's been crazy is that's kind of how this day has gone.
Yeah.
It's people having a good time, hanging out, jumping in the podcast, doing good stuff. Now again, I just got distracted again. I have no idea what we were talking about. Do you remember?
This is the Ozarks podcast. This is what happens in the Ozarks. So
you never know what's going to happen.
Never know, man.
Yeah. I was going on something good too.
You're going to be introing David Lee Murphy tonight. Okay.
So I met the guy.
That's what I'm here for.
So they have a guy who's going to intro the intro guy, which is kind of funny. But you need a Busch Light? Michael needs a couple Busch Lights. Michael's been great. He's been.
He's our hostess.
He's our host.
Our handler.
Our handler, yeah, I like that. He's been awesome. I gotta stop saying stuff's awesome. He's all right. He kind of looks like Adam Sandler, to be honest, which is funny because we did a whole podcast segment about how I don't like Adam Sandler. I like this Adam Sandler way better.
Yes. So David Lee Murphy.
Yeah. What should I say? We'll open up a can of Busch on stage, get everyone riled up. Then what should I say? Like, how should I introduce him? What do you think, Ryan?
God, well, if I'm gonna come up with your intro line right now, why don't I just introduce him?
Yeah, we'll let you do that. Everyone's gonna be like, "Who the hell is this guy?"
Yeah.
You're like, "I make T-shirts." Don't worry about it. No, I'll probably just go with something simple. All you gotta do is say stuff like to get the crowd rolling. You say stuff like, "How we all doing tonight?" And then they all yell.
Yeah.
And then you do a classic. You don't say clap or scream. You say, "You got to give it up."
You got to give
it up. Give it up for so-and-so. And I think if you use those type of things, you cannot go wrong.
No.
On stage introducing people. Because when you have a big group of people like that are drinking, listening to loud music, all they want to do is just scream and yell.
Yeah.
So you're pretty golden on being able to just go with getting them to scream and yell.
Well, and let's be real. No one's going to wake up tomorrow morning and be like, did you hear that guy that intro David Lee Murphy? It was
What an idiot. Yeah.
No one's going to remember that. David Lee Murphy's going to be playing for an hour plus, 2 hours.
I don't know how long he's
I
playing.
don't know.
Yeah.
But just roll with the intro, man. You're going to do great, Miles.
Yeah, I'm not nervous. I was just seeing if you had any advice for me.
No, I've actually never done an intro like that. I'm working my way up to that.
I haven't either, I don't think.
So here's the thing. One day I'm going to intro you, and that's going to be like that'll be my moment to shine.
That's going to be it?
Yep.
What event is this going to be?
This is going to be the official...
The T-shirt conference?
the official 50-50 cotton poly T-shirt conference.
There you go,
Let's
Ryan.
learn about some cotton poly blends.
I like it. Guys, we say this all the time. We're a willy-nilly podcast, especially here in the Ozarks. You never know what's going to happen. We got bachelor guy with 2 first names making his future wife proud. But up next we have Colton Parayko from the St. Louis Blues, number 55 from Canada. Interview. So we had a great conversation with him. And so here's the interview with Colton. All right, guys, we are here. We are proud to welcome on Colton to the podcast. Colton, how are you doing, man?
Good, thanks. How are you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're doing good. You went golfing earlier this morning.
We did. We hit Osage National this morning.
How did that go?
It was all right. We had our good shots. We had our bad ones. Tough start, to be honest. A little early morning for us, but...
So how well does hockey translate over into golf?
I mean, hitting the ball, does, but I feel at the same time, I don't know, like you got to hit the ball perfectly or else it's not going straight. And
right.
I feel like as hockey players, we just like to try to smack it as far as possible. Well, at least I do. So I just try to get it as far as possible, and then half the time it's one of the other fairways.
Is that what your coaches tell you? Just smash it as hard as you can?
Well, not necessarily, but on the golf course, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. Happy Gilmore, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Fire a couple, run and start and fire it.
So first of all, we just obviously want to congratulate you on the Stanley Cup win this year. That is awesome, man.
Thank you very much.
How has it been since then?
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. Obviously, we had a great group of guys. Our season was a little different than regular. I mean, we had a tough start, and then we just kind of turned it around in January. Obviously, everyone knew we were kind of in last place in January, and we turned it around, and we just kind of caught fire in mid-January. We put 11 games in a row, win streak together, and then after that, we just kind of kept cruising, and we just didn't really look back from there.
Well, you know what happened was they started playing Gloria in January.
Yeah, okay. You had to know that question was coming. Can we get a little bit of a backstory on how that all went down?
The tough part is I don't know a ton about it. All I know is that they were at a bar in Philly, and I don't even know the Jacks, I believe it was called, and they I think they must have played it or something. They caught fire there, and I wasn't even there, so I don't even know the whole story, but that's kind of all I can give you from there.
Is it so you guys play it after the game? You win games and stuff?
Yeah, only after wins. So if we lose, we just kind of come in and take our gear off. But if we win, we're playing Gloria.
I like that, man.
Dude, the team camaraderie when it comes like just having that song is next level. And the fact
it was fun.
The fact that you guys can relate to that on every different level, like I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall at that bar in Philly, and like how that
unreal.
Yeah,
a couple guys got Gloria tattoos already too.
Oh, I love that.
It's pretty sick. Yeah, it's good too because the fans are all in it too. So the fans will be playing Gloria too. And, I mean, even yesterday we were on the boat and we were playing Gloria and stuff. It's pretty cool. So we had a lot of fun with it, you know. So not just at the rink, but just kind of everywhere on the boat at the house.
Do you think that was why you guys were able to turn it around this year? Was because you guys are like pretty cohesive and just like great teammates and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, our team is really close. We have a good team and good group of guys, and then I think that we made some transitions in the off season, and then we obviously added some really good players.
Yep.
We were kind of struggling at the beginning. We were kind of wondering why we're having success, I guess. And just took a little bit of time to kind of get things together and kind of get things kind of banded together. And once that happened, we just didn't look back. We came to the rink expecting to win every night, and that was kind of the mindset. Expect to win every night and make it happen.
Yeah. So obviously Stanley Cup was huge. You spent some time not in the NHL playing. Would you call it amateur or not amateur?
Like development.
AHL?
AHL. What do you call it? A developmental league or?
Yeah, the AHL minors. We call it the minors.
Minors. There you go. obviously playing the NHL is awesome. What's the little stuff that you miss about playing in not the NHL? Like what like just something off the top of your head that you miss a little.
I don't even know. I don't know. We get treated really well, obviously, in St. Louis in the NHL. It's a pretty cool league, but I guess I could tell you the biggest change I've noticed as soon as I went to the NHL was definitely the speed. Like those guys in the NHL, like the top players, move it so quick, and the way that they pass the puck around and like shoot that thing, it's like the first couple games I like couldn't believe how fast the puck was moving. I'm like, what's going on here? These guys have been playing together for like 30 years, or like are they just that good? And it was like, holy moly, this is gonna be a long season. But no, after you have a few games on your belt, you kind of get used to it. You kind of get adjusted, but
you have to adjust to it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not going to be on the team.
So that was the biggest thing. Is
right.
Those guys pass the puck, so it's like before they even get the puck, they know where it's going, and it's kind of like that's the craziest part for sure.
Thinking a few more moves ahead is what you're saying.
100%. It's unbelievable.
So you're from Canada.
I am.
Where
Alberta.
Alberta?
Yeah. So Western Canada, right beside BC.
What's the biggest difference about Canada and the United States?
Probably between those two, the heat, definitely between St. Louis and Canada. The summer heat is
more
insane,
humid.
especially the humidity is crazy. I mean, the winters are a little different. My first Christmas here in St. Louis, we didn't even have snow, so I was like, didn't even feel like Christmas.
How
I'm
is it
like,
Christmas
what is going on
without
here?
snow, dude?
Like, this is not Christmas at all.
Right.
And then, but the last couple we have, but just kind of the temperature is obviously a big difference, and that would probably be the biggest thing.
Right. So what did you do with your day at the Cup? Because you already had your day with the Cup. What did you end up doing?
Yeah, so I got it at my house in the morning. We got it at 9 in the morning. Took it to my house. We were there for about an hour. Went to the Children's Hospital for an hour and a half or so.
Cool, man.
And then we went to a local kids hockey tournament. They were pretty pumped up. Went to my grandpa's house for lunch. And then we toured around St. Albert, my hometown, for like 2 hours. Just taking pictures and stuff. Like, welcome to St. Albert kind of stuff, like cool stuff like that. And then we went to a golf course, like just has a little area for kind of have a dinner. They cook dinner and stuff, and had family and friends in there. And after the dinner, I brought in some more friends and some more people that I knew kind of from my hometown that just kind of enjoy it and kind of see it.
Did you sleep with it that night?
No, you have to give it back at midnight. So it was like,
really?
You got it at 9 in the morning and then give it back at midnight. So it's quick turnover, but they got to get it to the next guy the next morning. So.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like every single grandma is proud of their grandkids in some way. But when your grandson brings the Stanley Cup over for lunch, that's got to be like the highlight
it was pretty electric.
of her life, man.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine what she was feeling. She was more excited than you were.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. It was so cool to see. They were pretty electric. I always just have it there. And growing up, my grandpa did a lot with me for hockey and kind of kept me in it. So
that's awesome.
He took me to a lot of tournaments that were out of town, drove me, and so it's cool to have that connection and obviously bring it to his house. And had it at my house in the morning, so of course get a chance to bring it there and kind of put it in his bed and kind of just check it out.
Yep.
So they loved
That's
it.
so cool. Yeah.
So now there is, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's like a full-time employee who travels around with the cup. Like he's with you all day. He brings it from player to player. Like that's his full-time job, correct?
I think there's 4 of them, and I think 2 guys are always with it at all times. So like no eyes are all off it at all points.
So
like, it's crazy.
Miles, you think you have a good gig going? Think about just like ushering the Stanley Cup around all day.
Do you find it a little bit funny though that these guys are like wearing the white gloves and being so careful with it, and you guys are like kissing it and drinking out of it?
We're all over the place. Guys are eating pasta out of there. Guys, one guy had poutine. It was like fries, gravy, cheese.
Yes.
All over the place. I don't know how they clean that thing.
Yeah, I imagine
they do a good job.
As soon as you guys start rolling out stuff to put in the top, they're just like, I am dead on the inside. They take so much care
sweating.
of this
Seriously.
thing.
Oh man. That's got to be a tough thing to see. Like, come on, boys. Like, no more of that in there.
No more pasta.
That's way too syrup. You don't
seriously.
need syrup on your pancakes. Yeah.
Let's some guys are having cereal out of there. It's pretty good.
Oh man.
So the we have to ask this. We ask almost everyone that we have on the podcast from Canada. Do you have any children?
I do not have
you
children.
Do not
no.
have children. When someday, if you have a child, will you cut the umbilical cord with a hockey skate?
That's a good question. I didn't even think about that. That's the first time I've been asked. I mean,
yes.
that'd be maybe pretty cool, I guess. I mean,
that was honestly the reaction we usually get is like, wow, that actually would be kind of
cool. Question. I mean, might have to leave that one up to the old lady, but we'll see what we can do. Might have to make it work, maybe. You know, make sure to sharpen her up pretty good. See what the nurse says.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Ryan, do you have any
That's
other
awesome.
questions?
No, man. My biggest question was like, I think talking to a Stanley Cup champ is like, what did you do with your day with the cup?
Yeah.
I think what you did, man, bringing it to the Children's Hospital and kind of just giving back to that younger generation that looks up to you a lot.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it was a really cool day and obviously surreal feeling to win. And obviously giving back to the community is pretty big. I've been there my whole life and grew up there, and they obviously shape who I am. And obviously a lot of things that I've learned growing up has definitely been because of these people. So it's obviously a good way to give back.
Right.
Obviously, it's a pretty cool trophy. Everybody, especially in Canada, it's
So iconic.
It's huge that to bring the Stanley Cup. So those people were pretty thrilled, and it was really cool for me to see those people get excited. And some of those kids at the hospital, like you kind of mentioned, were super excited. Their families as well. Just kind of something else from the hospital life a little bit that they kind of take their mind off of and just change their way of mind just for an hour, and it maybe even change their day or their week. So just a small gesture for a couple hours, but hopefully it went a long way. And that's kind of that was my goal, and obviously to share things like that. But I guess my mom and my two sisters actually work at the hospital as well, so another connection there a little bit. So kind of 2 in 1, and it was fun.
I love it. But last question for you. Everyone talks about their day with the cup. All the glory. Kids dream about the Stanley Cup since they're little. What has been the coolest part about being a Stanley Cup champ that you didn't necessarily anticipate before you won?
I don't know. I mean, you don't really realize how big it is, I think, and I still kind of haven't even really grasped it yet. That, I mean, just kind of being in the middle of it, just playing, like your job is to go out there and obviously put your best on the ice every night, and you're in the middle of it. You don't necessarily understand that how cool or how, I don't know, what a cool scene it is to be in. And then once I won and we had the Stanley Cup and you're carrying it around, we went to Vegas and we were carrying around some of the casinos and carrying it around even my hometown, and people would just literally like stop and just drop everything and they just stare, and everyone's like, is that the Stanley Cup? It's like, and like that's the coolest part, is that like then you get an appreciation for how cool it really is and how iconic. It's such a cool trophy to win in sports that everybody recognizes it, and that's probably the coolest part, I think, is that for me at the beginning you kind of are just so excited to win and so happy that with that group of guys, it's obviously a good group, and you're pumped, but it's a new meaning or different meaning when someone else is kind of looking at it and they get so excited about it, because that it's really cool to see. Yeah,
it's like you're part of something bigger than yourself, kind of
100%,
thing, right?
exactly. It's for everybody kind of thing, and that's really cool.
Well, another cool thing too is that like you had the experience of bringing the cup out in the community and seeing the seeing those kids' faces light up and the community light up, and there's people who play in the league for 20, 30 years who never win a cup. You're 26 years old. You've won your first cup. And, a lot of guys might just lay down and be like, okay, I won my cup. That's fine. Let's finish out my career. But I feel like that kind of just like brings a new fire in you 100%. To get ready for next year.
It kind of motivates you to get another one. It's like such a cool feeling that you want to get another one now. So
we got to
try to push and get another one now. That's the goal. Only thing better now is to win another one. So we got to make that happen.
We got to start doing some drills here when we get done with this.
Yeah, we'll get out there.
What are you doing hanging out here?
Seriously, yeah. Well, we'll get a couple running drills, maybe a couple shuttle runs or something.
Believe it or not, I used to be a personal trainer, so I got you, man.
Perfect. I think I'm looking for that bod, so sign me up.
This is Body by Bush, dude.
Perfect.
It's unbelievable.
I think we can make that work then.
Cool, man. Well, we appreciate you coming on the podcast out of your day, and you just showed up, and you're like, oh man, you already put me to work. But
no, it's fun.
Yeah, hopefully this was different than other interviews that you normally have to do.
No, it was good. We kind of touched on some things other than hockey, and we had a good time. And thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So, Colton, where if people want to find you on social media, kind of follow the next journey to the next Stanley Cup, where can they find you?
I'm just on Instagram. I don't have Twitter, so just have to see Parayko, and
cool.
That's me. So if you want to follow along, I don't post a lot. I'm not really that active, but come along for the ride, I guess. I'll post a few times this year, and hopefully have a good time.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get you going more on social media.
Yeah, we'll get it going here.
I'll give you the 101 course here.
There we go.
On how to take a basic white girl Instagram photo for you.
Seriously, throw a couple filters on there.
Okay, so we're gonna get a flamingo. We're gonna get a flamingo blow up over here.
Get the sun going at the right time.
Yeah, we need to do some push-ups before we take this photo. Get a good pump going.
Boys, I think we're on the right track here.
Yeah,
we're gonna be just fine.
We'll be your PR guys.
Perfect. We're gonna make this work. work then.
Yep.
It's gonna be good stuff. But yeah, no, it's been good, and hopefully we have a good day again here today.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for coming on.
100%.
buddy.
Thanks, boys, for having me. Appreciate it.
Latte.
Oh,
Almost missed my mouth. Oh my God, that's cold though.
man, talk about
Great dude.
a 26-year-old hasn't been in the league for
Too long.
at all.
And
Such a humble guy.
He honestly handled that, and he seems like he's been in the league forever.
Right.
I suppose though you think about it your whole life, and you kind of prep for it, and I love the reaction to the umbilical cord question because it's always
great,
like
dude.
at first like you're a weirdo, but wait a minute, that would actually be kind of epic. I love that.
Yep.
So that's super fun. We as we
Kind of on
close
cloud
up,
9 right now.
yeah,
That was
that was
awesome.
cool. As we close the podcast, we just want to say thank you to Gina's Designs of the Heartland. They make great handcrafted signs. They made us a special Nectar of the Gods sign with our YB logo on it. You can find it at our website or at their website at genasdesignsoftheheartland.com. They're awesome to work with. They also just do great work. They're really good looking signs. They look super professional, made out of pine. And they go great in your living room, your bathroom, your man cave, your garage, you name it. Gina's Designs of the Heartland will be your go-to for a great bush latte, Nectar of the Gods sign. Ryan, I think you should take us home.
Yeah, man. Guys, thanks again for listening into episode 29, the Ozarks podcast. This was by far one of the funnest podcasts we've done. One of the most fun podcasts we've ever done. We have Stanley Cup champ on the podcast. We are living our best lives right now. I think, Miles, right after this, we're about to hop on the boat again. We're going to another pool bar.
You want to know that we're yacht people now because we don't call a yacht a yacht. You call it a boat.
You call it a boat.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just
that's one thing that just us high class individuals know now that we've been in the Ozarks for a couple days.
Yeah,
but,
it's just another boat for us. But guys, thanks again for tuning in. We'll be back again next week. The shirt orders are closed down, but stay tuned again. A
couple weeks from now,
we'll have the next shirt release out. Man, we got a lot of cool stuff in the pipeline. So, guys, we appreciate you all. I am Ryan, the T-shirt guy,
and I am Miles, the You Betcha guy. May your ranch always be runny. Your bush lattes forever be cold. To the Ozarks, thank you. Missouri Eagle Distribution, you guys are the best. We couldn't thank you more. They pulled out all the stops. To them and to everyone here, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my God, that's cold.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Yeah.